Hello everybody and welcome to another Tech Minute video. My name is Tom from 6 Foot Networks. Thank you for joining me in the office again. So earlier today there was an article in CNN Business, and it's actually since then kind of traversed the internet with regards to big news. There was a company again that was hit by the Lockbit ransomware gang. So what does that mean? Well, that means that a company whose, assets and systems and servers and networks and everything were essentially taken hostage by a group of thieves for a sum of money. I don't know what the payout request was, but I can't stress it loudly enough. And to be honest, this is one of those things that I could stand on top of one of these mountains over here in Southern California and yell it as loud as I could, and it still wouldn't make a dent in the world as it stands. Ransomware is huge, and there really is a growing population of people that believe that they're immune to ransomware attacks, to social engineering, to, I don't know, some kind of hacking attempt or scam or something. Let me be clear about something, and I can attest to this from personal experience. Nobody's immune to this. Not corporations that have billions of dollars in their pocket that can absolutely buy every piece of big iron equipment that there is in the world, only to find themselves in this situation, years in to their investment or what have you. There is a growing community in the world, and this is pretty big. I mean, ransomware like this has been around for years. This isn't anything new. In fact, Lockbit, I'm trying to find an article, but it says here that the ransomware gang first emerged in September of 2019, and this was according to a profile that was made of the group. And Lockbit, like many other ransomware gangs, leases its malicious software to third-party criminal affiliates who then receive a cut of ransoms in exchange for planting the code on victims' networks. Folks, this is as bad as it gets. I'm not going to claim that I'm an expert in cybersecurity, because I'm not. Every day, the rules change. This is the reason why they change. There's an old saying that I grew up with, through high school when I started in computers, all the way up to, well, how about right now? So that saying essentially says that cybersecurity as a whole is essentially, 98% common sense and 2% other. Now that other can cover anything from logic to remediation to, everything from bettering the world to designing something to eradicate cyber criminals. Cybercrime's on the rise. It has been for years, if not decades. It's relatively easy to understand that everything about everybody is on the internet. Your financials, your driving records, your home purchase records. In fact, most of this stuff is public record. It's readily available. It's very easy to find out where somebody lives. It's easy to find out somebody's phone number or get into somebody's social media profile and take it over and post inappropriate stuff on behalf of that person. I've seen it all. In fact, I've seen all of that in the last few weeks. My own father-in-law fell victim to a hack on his Android phone. Man, it was right under my nose the whole time. And I'm beating myself up for it. It's nothing I could control. He's not even from around here, but the few weeks that he was with me, my wife and I started noticing something weird happening on his Facebook. I looked into it. I checked out his phone because that's the only device that he has. And guess what? There was remote control software on it, and we don't know what the other endpoint was. Nobody can verify it. So yeah, safe enough to say that somehow somebody got in, whatever it was, a link in an email, a post on the internet, or a redirect somewhere. This is about as serious as it gets. And I get emotional, really emotional when I talk about this stuff. And you should too. This is by far the worst that it's ever been, and it's not getting any better. You know, it's not like nobody's doing anything about it, but it's just that there are two separate groups of different intelligence levels that are fighting each other. You know, the good guys and then the cyber criminals, and they're all kind of bashing each other in the middle. You know, these guys come up with something great and gravy, they hack and attack, and then these guys have to fix it and then try to think what the other team's going to do next, like a bad game of chess, if you will. And if you're not careful, you will be next. There's no could be, there's no maybe. You will be next. There's enough stuff on the internet already that's polluted with all sorts of viruses, malware, ransomware, what have you, that this is just another statistic. This, what company was this? This was Accenture, a global consulting firm. And I forget what they do, but if I'm correct, they do technology. Might be wrong though, but that doesn't mean anything because, actually no, I was thinking of something else. There was an attack by the same group that was fairly recent that took out Kaseya, who is an IT software vendor. I mean, this is it. This is real. This is, in a way, worse, maybe worse than COVID. I mean, COVID was physical. This is logical. This is mostly intangible, right? Because there was a point in time in our life, in our lifetime, where money, things that you could touch, coins and dollar bills and what have you, changed to binary, zeros and ones. They're no longer tangible. But guess what? They're managed on somebody's server, in somebody's data center, God knows where in the world. And do you think that banks are immune from this kind of stuff? No, nobody is. These guys are just getting trickier and smarter. They're getting in, they're stealing, they're breaking, and they're doing it for money. It's all about money. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that there. This was more so of an emotional venting than anything else, because I see this a lot more than I should, really. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. And this is the world we live in. And it's sad. In fact, I was just looking on this, that a group by the name of Darkside forced Colonial Pipeline to shut down its fuel distribution operation, causing gasoline shortages nationwide. And in that same paragraph further down, JBS Foods, one of the world's largest meat suppliers, you know, had a subsequent attack by the same group. I mean, and this was all this year. This is all earlier this year. By the way, for the reference, if you're watching this video, this article was published on CNN Business, and I'll put a link in the description. It was written by Brian Fung, who's a CNN Business correspondent. It was written today, Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. The article was updated at 14:55 Eastern Daylight Time, so that would have been just about 3 p.m. East Coast. And take a look at it. read it, because if for 1 minute you think that your computer is safe or your home network is secure with, you know, $200 worth of network gear, think again. Every day I come into this office and the first thing I do is I pray that all of my equipment that, you know, was actually running in data centers up until a few years ago, I pray that this stuff is okay. I pray that this stuff wasn't intruded on. And more so, I now rely on full encrypted systems to store my data, where you would have to pound the private key out of me to get to it physically. You're not going to steal it. If you steal the archive, it'll be probably 10,000 years before it's decrypted. So think about that too. But anyway, if you like this video, please hit the like button, give us a thumbs up. If you really like this video, which I hope you do, and you want to see more of this kind of stuff, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it does help us grow and make more content like this for you. In the meantime, good luck with everything. My best to you, and take care.